I am honored to receive this award today and for the opportunity to speak to you about diversity. I'm an openly proud gay man, married to the man that I love, and am very proud to be living in San Francisco. I feel blessed now to be following my passion, which is to help lesbian, gay, bisexual, and trans youth love and accept themselves for who they are. But let me assure you, my life was not always so great. I spent the last 3 decades not listening, not paying attention to, or following the guidance that was buried deep in my heart. I'd like to share some of what I've learned in the hopes that it may help you identify and honor your life's purpose. 30 years ago on this very campus, I went through intense struggles coming to terms with my own sexual orientation. I was a closeted student athlete who was afraid to live openly and authentically. The fear of rejection was crippling. Coming out to my father during medical school was a terrifying experience that nearly took my husband and me to the brink of suicide. While I knew then that I never wanted another youth to go through what I went through, it took many, many years for me to find my voice, the voice with which I am now speaking to all LGBTQ youth. 20 years ago, I finished my psychiatry training and entered the workforce as an employed psychiatrist. It was the beginning of what I thought was my ultimate dream. I had a well-paying job that allowed me to live the life that I thought I had always wanted. But about 2 years into this job, I noticed that my soul felt empty. I was deeply troubled by the suffering, by the suicides of these youth, and I remembered how desperately I had wanted an openly gay role model when I was young. So I began using my vacation time to come back to Nebraska each homecoming week to volunteer my time and to present lectures of importance to the LGBTQ community. These presentations made me feel whole. My soul was finally being nurtured. Over the years, I gradually expanded these talks, but I also held on to that corporate job, something that so many of us do, trying to balance a job that wasn't fully aligned with my passion. Then 5 years ago, I released a YouTube video about my presentations. I hope that my message of support and acceptance could reach those youth who were in pain, those who were searching for issues or answers on social media. Within an hour after the video was released, I received the following email from a Canadian teenager who wrote, "I am a gay young male, age 17. I have not been at any of your conferences, but I did see your video on YouTube and would like to personally thank you. I wish someone like you had come out and told me that being gay is okay a lot sooner than I found out. I told my mother I was gay at age 15, and I have been living alone ever since then, working full-time, all because I'm gay." Something so natural can really change the way that people view you. So thank you very much for helping and for educating the problems of gay hate. I really do appreciate it. Words cannot capture how deeply this man touched my soul. Increasingly, I began receiving more evidence that I was meant to be speaking out against, as this young man had said, hate. But the fear of quitting a corporate secure job was still too frightening. So each day that I went to work, I denied my soul's desire, waiting until the next vacation time when I could have the opportunity to speak out and present again. This cycle of ignoring my life's purpose seemed to work until it didn't. Last October, my mom suffered a major stroke. Witnessing my mom on life support made me finally realize what is truly important in life. And it wasn't counting down the days for the job to be over. I once again faced a fork in the road. I could continue on this corporate treadmill, or I could listen to the universe calling. So as my mother lay dying in the ICU, I promised her that one day I would take the leap of faith and do what I believe I was put on this earth for. Just weeks after my mom died, my first book supporting LGBTQ youth was released. Fortunately, my mom had the opportunity to read it before her stroke. Her blessing and support of the book meant the world to me. Following my mother's death, I did a lot of soul searching, and finally, I took the leap and gave up the corporate leash that had been around my neck for so many years, and what a relief that was. Now I'm ready to follow my heart, but please don't think this move was easy. It was terrifying. But you know what's even more terrifying? Staying in a corporate job when I knew that young people were killing themselves for not being accepted for who they are. Since leaving the corporate world, I have been devoting all of my energy to speaking and helping as many LGBTQ people as possible. I want to share a story that has confirmed for me that I'm on the right path. Earlier this year, I attended the K-12 Educators Conference in Washington, D.C., where I gave away my book. I met hundreds of educators and administrators from around the country. But there was one person that unexpectedly captured my attention. She was a mother whose trans son had recently committed suicide. This timid woman approached my table and shared her son's story with me. She said she was carrying an enormous burden of guilt. I thanked her for sharing her story and told her how sorry I was for her loss. Then these words flowed from my lips as if I had rehearsed for this moment all my life. I told her, "It is not your fault. You supported him the best that you knew how. He loves you, and he's very proud of you being here today." At that very moment, I knew in my heart that I was meant to connect with her at that conference. Even though I wasn't practicing psychiatry like I once did, my training proved to be valuable. I felt whole and grateful for this moment of truth, both for myself and for this mother. You know, the universe has a way of reminding you what your purpose is. Now, I may not know what's in store for me next in life, but I do know this. When you wake each morning and find that your life means something to someone other than you, you have a purpose. If you don't follow your heart, people's lives will suffer, including yours. And how sad is that? So for those of you who have not yet found your purpose, keep looking and don't settle. Life is short, so please don't waste it. And for those LGBTQ youth who are struggling for acceptance because of who you are, or how you identify, or who you happen to love, please know that I'm here for you. I love you, and it does get better. Thank you.